Welcome to my home, beloved. I hope it suits your fancy, for you will never leave it. The fates of Creth and Aermer are on your head, my love. Those good knights were victims of this decaying pattern, sacrifices to the House of Ballads. As for the others, they will fulfill their roles shortly. Each has been saved, freed from their well-worn paths. They walk a new road now. My road. I loathe this rock. Its chilled corridors and dripping ceilings. Its whispering haunts of a past long dead. I no more wish to be the queen of this castle as I do to return to it again and again. I will escape its legacy. That is a promise. Wenson is here, along with his court of enchantments. The great halls and corridors echo with their voices, of the ancient stories told and forgotten. It is time to begin anew, for we write the final chapter of the House of Ballads. Only when the memory of ancient glories has faded can new glory be forged. Everything you see, the castle and all that resides in it, could be yours. That includes my love. Consider it.
And to the door, the echoed dusk. I, the king of ancient, scepter of this house, open the tear, annihilate on and on, languish in the sanctified. We will hear no more, nor listen forth alone. These wintry beckons to others of her kind, from Magwir, maid of Windermere, that once again enraptured me in my hollow.
You've come at last. It's time to cross swords with one worthy of your talents. You've caused the maid much grief, and that saddens me. Luckily, your death will provide her much pleasure. I've seen the world as it could be, a realm where I can be what I choose, go where I choose. The maid has enchanted me with her truth. I honor the Emerald Lady with every head I lay at her feet. Yours is next. I've seen the world as it could be, a realm where I can be what I choose, go where I choose. The maid has enchanted me with her truth. Correct. And since you are the one who denies the right of the maid, you will be punished.
When night falls on the countryside, the noise of wanton, opprobrious lechery, the stench of sullen gloom, and the false corpse of sordid history exhumed to please. Loves her slave, a little mind of sleep, a deathly pagan of submission that trembles beneath her touch. From ecstasy so base she laughs. I adore her. Malcontent, not to prove there is no more of Belgium, my old love. There's only Magweir, only Belnay.
At last you've come. The maid has made her sick fantasy a reality. Everything she was has been warped by the prismere crystal she holds so dear. It is difficult to tell if she controls it, or if it controls her. We must escape this place. The telling has failed us, Sagril. Nothing is certain. Enchanted, all of them. All to write her twisted tale of dominance. This isn't about breaking the shackles of the past. It's about power, nothing more. I've been captured by the maid many times in the telling, and I've always escaped. This time, however, I'm afraid the outcome may prove different. If we must, but I fear I have no role in this song now. We are far beyond what is familiar. The maid will be in the courtyard, where our ballad finds its end. Come, I will show you. Perhaps then I will find the courage that is required. The maid awaits. What was she thinking? This is a tragedy.
Look at this, Olaine. The maid's old keep still has vermin lurking in its shadows. Tell me, Sagril, is there a reason we shouldn't exterminate you? I was offered a new telling. One where I no longer bowed to the will of a man who is in every way my inferior. For the first time, I was given a choice. I know who I am. I am Bellmaid, servant of the Queen of Spring, the Maid of Windermere.
with sacred vows of the rising sun. The eternal flood of a love lies near, a streamlet of satisfied honeyed truth. Like the flowered scent of a bedewed veil, so wistfully endures the swollen heat. Persists through time and doubt, until at last, like heaven's jury in a court
Gather
of
your
chance,
strength.
proffers forth the once impending evil. A love, but this one most divine and fair. The memory of Queen Belmaid, my faith, my heart and will. The gentle, calming wind that like the...
Stop! Sagar, wait! Go no farther! The crystal is how she crept into the heads of the others. How she turned the court of enchantments against us. I can't do this. I can't. You must understand. Every time I have faced the Maid of Windermere, we've both dangled by the strings of fate, puppets in the telling. Now she is free of those bonds. I would not even know how to face her. Before, my victory was assured. I have never known failure. This story is yours now, my friend. Take the King's token. You are the only one left worthy of possessing it. It was you she wanted all along. I believe in you.
We meet in the flesh at last. It is a pity our relationship ends here. I was beginning to think we had a future, as creatures of common purpose. All you have witnessed was for me alone. It was justice. Imagine a lifetime of bondage 100 times over, and you will know my suffering. You, though, you are special. You are one capable of comprehending such concerns. We too, we are misunderstood. So they say, but you and I both have seen the coming fire, a change the likes of which no fae, summer or winter, has ever seen. The telling will never cease, but the ballads that make up its grand design will wither and fade, and new ones will blossom on the vine. Perhaps, but you and I are the same. We challenge the past and strive to rewrite the future. We are singing the greatest song of all. The Tuatha have taught me that power only comes with the willingness to destroy, to begin anew and tell new stories. And in Prismere, they have found the means to do so. I weep for what might have been. You and I, side by side, wielding the power of the crystal. But there can only be one hero. war with me for reasons you do not understand. You have seen the world as I have, as a realm of limitless potential. We usher in a new season, you and I. One where we rule the House of Ballads side by side. The Maid of Windermere is finished playing the villain. Now go. I shall prepare a place for you. Our telling is whatever we wish to make it. Oh, my love. It is time we returned to the House of Ballads and assumed the mantle of leadership. This is our time. With the fall of the Winter Court, there's much to be done to renew our influence across the Phalanx. We will start here in the Court of Enchantments. New songs will be sung, new heroes will rise. You and I shall choose whose name is remembered after all the fires go out. This is the season of a new telling, one in which you and I shape the narrative to satisfy our desires. It is a new dawn, my love. I pity Wenson, for in the end all of his posturing did not amount to courage. Behind his sweet facade was the sweet smell of nothingness, simply vapor. In time that role will lose all meaning. I now rule the House of Ballads. We will find a new name on which to hang our sorrows.
Course of nature ensues. Yet I'll not harm her, nor preclude justice. A single parting gift of love I'll give to this misguided maid of the Windermere. She will not suffer as I suffered, no. A swift and painless death I grant to her. Her illusion, as she to mine, and balmy blood and breath from her pours.
In his great plan, Mitharu blessed both us and the Fae with nature. The Fae say these stones will hold the memories of those who talked to them, and will hold them forever, unlike the confessions I hear. I don't know how this works, and it lacks the structure and order that is the mark of Mitharu. This may be the place I should go. Mitharu had no hand in it. Look at it. Mossy, pale rock, blank, with cracks. So many cracks.
thank you.
Your Grace.
Sir, you are victorious.
The hero returns. But to what? You have, and the remnants of the telling scatter in your wake. Your presence here was the change I saw coming. It was the looming death on the horizon. I do not blame you, Sagrul. This world, this Amalur, is a realm of mortals. A kingdom of dust for transient souls on their way from one life to another. It is not a fey world. It is not my world. Perhaps you and the maid will find reassurance in this volatility. I cannot. I will remain here to serve this house, as has been my role for many seasons. Now, as it was then, I am a servant of the House of Ballads.
The maid here? Terrifying. My touch can help. It cheers me to see you alive. Word about the court has spread throughout the House of Ballads. What does it mean when all you've come to know is no longer? I will always have my healing, I suppose, but what shall become of the telling? I only wish I'd been there. All my lifetimes, I've waited for the moment. A time to make a real difference. I should have been there for my lords and ladies. Farewell, fragile one.
These are strange new days, mortal. What does this new telling suggest for the Fae? Goodbye.
Welcome back.
The seasons of the summer court are numbered. If only Wenson were here.
Hello, Sagrul. The Maid of Windermere here? What has become of the House of Ballads?
Greetings, Your Grace.
You're even more dangerous than I first believed. No one has ever allied with the Maid of Windermere. No one until you, that is. Until next time. Looking forward to it.
There's something different about you. Something darker. The maid has done this to you. I do not wish to speak of it. How I couldn't see these events, these deaths. It escapes me. I am not fit to be among you. I have failed us all. Until we meet again.
What would you like? I got plenty of tastiness. Plenty of the thick, runny stuff, whatever they call it. Ugh, this yellow goo will really curl your stem, believe me. Go on, then.
Do not listen to your servants in the House of Ballads. They are envious of what we have, of our vision of a changing future.
The Maid of Windermere? Here? What has become of the House of Ballads?
Lyria bless and let the Fae be damned. Right enough.
Caught me daydreaming there. So sorry. Good day then. Well then, what'll it be? Good day then.
There's much that needs to be done, but we can manage it from here. Thanks for all your help. You're well.
thief may turn a lock, a brigand steal a key, but a bard can steal your heart for but a little fee. This camp is home to bards and singers all, tumblers and jugglers and curtain calls. A sullied order the untouched cast, but rest assured we shall outlast. Live on your feet as we are told, while using hand to steal the gold. Farewell.
Like your chances? They call me Min the Grinner because I rarely lose. Care to test your chances against me? The man's supposed to be leading this camp, but all he can do is weep. He's taken the loss of Mare hard enough. The coast's been torn ragged by war and fire. It's the least Moon Camp can do to bring some color and motley to the area. Oh, aye. Mare's is a real song of storybook romance, but looks like things soured between her and Irian. I was a waif once, a cutpurse from the streets of Rathia before the travelers spoke with me. They've become the family I never knew. The standard dice is fair. High roll and ranged roll. Each is played on 2 dice. For high roll, the highest roller, well, wins. And for ranged roll, you pick the numbers you'll roll within. Very well. May the best dice win. Another time, another game. Well, those are the faces Min likes to see. I'll be taking my gold now, please. Another time, another game. Fancy a game of dice? Got a few coin in my pocket that I'm feeling a little loose with. Aye, then let's get to rolling. What do you want to play? Oh, a clever one you are. Fine. Here, we'll use these dice instead. Honest, I assure you. Aye, then let's get to rolling. What do you want to play? Very well. What do you wager you'll roll within? You sure then? Well, let's see what the dice show. Another time, another game. Well, those are the faces Min likes to see. I'll be taking my gold now, please. Hope you like your chances. Care to wager?
What are you looking at?